YouTube family, wholesale to million. You guys, happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. You guys, today's a special day. I'm bringing, we haven't done a powerhouse in a long time. And I don't do this a lot because there's not a whole lot of people out there that actually walk the talk. And the last time that I did the interview with him, it seems like you guys really, truly enjoy it. He added a lot of value to, he added a lot of value. So I want to bring him back on. And the thing is that another reason why I want to bring him back on today is because, he has given back so much value to the wholesaling community, he has his own YouTube channel. He's all over the place. If you guys don't know who he is, I don't know what plan he's on. But today I want to bring him back, and I want him to share with you guys two things, all right? Two things we're going to talk about, and hopefully these two things, hopefully one of them will be what you're looking for. The number one is I want to talk about his mastermind that he's hosting, all right? That he's going to be hosting here. And I believe in, I believe in networking. I believe in masterminding. I believe in, connecting with other people, to see if you can find your missing link. All right. So I truly believe in that. And another thing I want him to talk about is for those of you who I'm getting comments and saying, hey, what if I start out with very little budget, right? Little small budget. I mean, maybe a couple $100 to having a couple $1,000. What should I do to get my first wholesale deal, or how do I start? All right. And hopefully at the end, if we do have a little bit of more time, I might ask Max how he scale up the business. All right, you guys, if for those of you who have some money, how can we scale up? So you guys, honestly, he does not need any intro, but for those of you who don't know him, man, the guy started out broke 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know, 3 years ago, so 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you guys took it from zero, the wholesaling business from zero to like 2 or 3 million today. All right, you guys. So you guys put your hand together. The one, the only, the real Max Maxwell. What up, bro?
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Can you hear me good?
Absolutely, man. Hey, and thank you. And thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to jump on and do this for me, man, because I know how busy you are.
Likewise, man. I know you're busy yourself. We're gurus, so we actually have a business to run, right?
Yeah, man. So now, before I let Max take on the stage and share with you guys the masterminding that he's going to be running or hosting here, I want to let you guys know that when I first reached out to Max, right at that time. I really didn't share with Max, I reached out to Max when I only have maybe 1,000 subscribers. And the thing is I want to share with you guys is when you want to be in the big player circle, like when you're reaching out to these guys that are like big players, a lot of time it takes a lot of persistent and consistent. And also too is what kind of value can you bring to the table, right? Because you got to understand that their time is valuable and they value their time. So when they look at it, they'll be like, well, you know what? Is it of value to my time? So you guys got to understand that. But I also want to let you guys know that if you guys trying to reach out to somebody that is higher up, and you got to make sure that, you got to make sure to stay consistent and persistent. If they don't respond to you, if they don't reply to you, don't get discouraged and stop. Because you need to go after what you want. When I first hit up Max or any other of the powerhouse, I was constantly just texting and things like that. But you got to understand is in your text, you have to stand out from the other crowd. Like, what kind of value can you bring to the table? And also too is if we all have some kind of value that we can bring. But another thing is you guys got to understand is, you don't want to treat, like this is what I learned. You don't want to treat millionaires like a millionaire. You want to treat them like they're multi-millionaires. And if they're multi-millionaires, you need to treat them like they're billionaires. So when they get your text message, it got to be like music to the ear. Because sometimes people will do things for people that they like if you can't bring enough value. That's just that. Like to me, throughout my wife and I's journey, you know, we connect with people, and that's how, and that's the kind of thing that we do. We treat them, you know, we treat them more than what they are, just so that way you got to understand, because you don't have enough value to bring to the table. So anyways, man, just want to take that. Max, boom, man.
Man, thank you for the second round here, man. It's awesome to be back on twice. I see since we both met the first time, you and I have both grown. So that's beautiful, man. Business is great. You know, I think before we get started, I think what makes our channels grow is not the flashy stuff. It's more people can feel the real connection between you and I when they watch our channel. They see that we're real. We actually do this business. It looks like you got paperwork hanging on the back of your wall back there. I mean, dude, just 2 hours ago, I wanted to do something normal that I haven't done in a while. I have an obsession with stripes in grass. So I cut the grass at one of my recent flips with a push mower because I wanted to get the stripes the way I wanted it. So I don't look at myself. I still wake up every day and things are different. You know, as like, I don't think that myself is any different than a millionaire. I still like to do regular stuff, man. And nothing's really changed for me other than I don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from or anything like that. I'm more worried about where's the next deal coming from. So that's kind of thing. But man, to talk about the conference that we're doing in Dallas, most of you may or may not have heard, in May 29th of this year, I had an idea 3 o'clock in the morning when I woke up, and it was, I want to reach as many people as possible, shake as many hands. And the only way for me to do that, I said, I'm just going to put on an event. And literally from May 29th, we launched the tickets on June 15th. And a month later, we sold out 430 tickets to the event. Now, we just had that event in October 12th through the 14th. It was so humbling to meet so many people that say, hey man, you changed my life. Or, you know, they went out and did whatever they had to do. They learned from, you know, YouTubes to go out and take action. And it was good because it was such a huge networking event. 430 people from across the country at my first ever event was such a crazy thing. And the event was so smooth. It was so successful. And they were like, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. So in March, we're going to Dallas, Texas. And, you know, they say they do things bigger in Texas. Well, we're going to do it bigger in Texas. This event is going to be 1,200 people, 1,200 investors, wholesalers from across the country are going to go upon Dallas. And it's going to be the largest wholesaling event ever. And I don't, if I'm wrong, tell me, but I don't know of another one that had 1,200 people at an event that was just around wholesaling. So my thing is I want to bring everybody together in this country and let's create some unity in this field and meet some of the people you don't know you've seen online, or meet some of the biggest. And we're going to do it again. I'm not going to have gurus on stage. It's not going to be a pitch-a-thon. We sold nothing at the last event. There was no sales pitch. It literally was, we talked about real estate for 2.5, 3 days, and it was just a beautiful thing. This one we're still setting up. I'm actually leaving to Dallas in the morning, 7 a.m. to go down there to look at the hotel, sign the contract, shoot a promo video, and I'm right back here Monday afternoon. Because guess what? I got a business to run just like you, man.
Dude, Max, I gotta say, man, just like super inspiring, and just super like it pumps me up, because knowing like he's taking his business to the next level, and now he's merging into this new journey and taking that like setting the bar. So so hearing that is super inspiring. And also too, is I want you guys to know that when I bring Max on, this is not there's no affiliate or anything like that. There's no affiliate. I'm not making money off. You guys can, I'll make sure I'll drop the link in the description if you guys want to get the ticket, or you guys can go straight to Max's website. The reason why I bring him on, you guys, because I do believe in this going to mastermind. That's how I met my mentor, is through networking, going mastermind. Because the thing is, you guys just don't understand. A lot of time when if you stay home, you will not learn something new. But when you go, you meet somebody, maybe somebody said something, you heard something, or you met somebody, and all of a sudden it'll change your life like that. And and also too is that, you know, just like I shared at the beginning, Max just like, dude, like the guy just adds so much value to the community. I was like, man, I got to bring him on. I got to bring him on, and I want to be able to contribute and help out in any shape or way I can. So, yeah, man.
The tickets, we don't even have tickets up for sale yet. So it's like, I just wanted to come on to like, just, you know, get an update, see how things are going with you and talk to your people. And we don't even have tickets for sale. The tickets go on sale Black Friday. So,
oh, really, man?
Yeah. Black Friday tickets go on sale. We haven't announced ticket prices. We haven't announced the venue yet. Everybody just knows we're going to Dallas, Texas. And it's going to be huge, man. So this is not a promo run. This is just for me to say what's up to everybody, man, and try to drop some knowledge wherever I can.
Awesome, man. So as you guys know, anybody on IG, you guys have any question? Hey, Max, is there anything else that you need to say about the event so people know, man?
No, I mean, look, I'm looking forward to it. Every time I do one of these, this is my second one. The first one blew me away. I call the last one the best ever. This one's going to be the biggest ever because we're in Texas naturally. So I'm excited. I want to do it. I'm going to Dallas in the morning. I might do a surprise pop-up tomorrow morning, tomorrow sometime. And that's kind of, you know, what we got going on right now, man. If you want to check out when the tickets go live, make sure they're on Black Friday. You want to go to wholesalingelitelive.com and wait, because Black Friday morning, we're going to drop 300 early bird tickets, and then the rest tickets are going to be on regular prices. But I can't wait. I'm excited. I can't wait to meet 1,200 people. That's what I'm really excited about.
Dude, awesome, man. So for those of you guys who are on IG, if you guys didn't hear that, Black Friday, 300 tickets for the early bird if you guys want to grab it. So, Max, let's get it. And then I'll make sure you guys, I'll drop the link in the description so that way you guys can go and do whatever you need to do. So, Max, dude, now let's get into – so those that starting out with like very little budget, man. Mm-hmm. So what do they need to do? I guess
I started with a low budget, you know, and I think I started with no budget. I mean, my story is I started from zero because I was broke and in credit card debt at the time. I love driving for dollars. It's still one of the best ways to find great leads. Now, you know, here's what I would say. In this business, there's a lot of white noise. I think you would agree with that, right? There's a lot of people saying what you should or shouldn't do. So here's my belief if you're just getting started with or without money. Drive for dollars. And drive for dollars is simply just driving around in neighborhoods around where you're from to find the ugly houses that may look abandoned. It may look whatever, distressed. Find those ugly houses and write the address. That's how you start. Start that simple. And then once you find those ugly addresses, you want to go to the county tax or assessor website, the geodata website, whatever it's called where you're from, and find out who owns it. And then once you find out who owns it, find out how to find them. You can use a skip tracing services. There's many out there. We use REI Skip. One thing I did announce at the conference is I have a RVM software called REI Rail. My team and I we bought REI Skip. We announced that. It's the first time I probably said this on the internet. So we bought REI Skip, which is a skip tracing company that we're going to greatly improve. There's some new improvements going to be happening over the next 2 weeks that, you know, because I teamed up with a data scientist, Justin, you may know him. But it's going to be crazy. More details for that to come. But skip trace the person and call them. Get them on the phone. And then ask them, what are their intentions? What do they want to do with the property? And it's either going to say, I want to keep it. I'm not doing anything with it. Or I was thinking about selling it, or I'm ready to sell it. And do that at large. Take as much time as you can driving for dollars to find those properties and get your first couple deals under your belt, right? Make 20, 30, 40 grand. And then worry about how do I scale? How do I find a niche? How do I do that? Because you can admit most people in America, probably except for in California, 10 grand a month is a lot of money. So if you can be persistent enough to get one deal a month while you might be doing your part-time job, your full-time job, if you can make $120,000 extra a year just being a part-time wholesaler, like my buddy Brian Arigbo, if you can do that, then your options are limited. You can decide when you want to leave your job or how you want to scale, or if you want to scale, or just be a part-time guy. So there's so much options.
Gotcha. So Max, so basically for you is, for those starting out with very little budget, we're talking about what? A couple $100 to a couple $1,000?
Low budget for me was like I was eating ramen noodles and I was overdrafting my credit card to put gas in my tank. That's what I call a low budget. So if you have the option or ability to drive in your city, your town, then that's all you need. A couple bucks for gas, a pen, and a pad, and then the rest, you can find internet somewhere. Everybody's got internet.
Awesome, man. So Max, so you're doing the drive for dollars for those that's starting out with low budget and cold call. Skip trace and cold call.
Yeah.
So I have people ask, what skip tracing is the best, man?
So skip tracing, I come from a background of, I am a bail bondsman by trade, and skip tracing, that term came from when people skip on court. And you try to skip trace them. So a person that does, so as a bondsman, you bond somebody out of jail, they make a promise to go to court. When they don't, they're called a skip. So we use technology in the bondsman world and the private detective world to skip trace people, to trace them. People have a data, I guess you could say, crumbs of data about them all through the internet and how they live their life. Knowing all right, so the absolute best skip trace you're ever going to get, you can't get access to. So I don't want to hear anybody else talk about TLO or these guys. You're not going to get access unless you're a bondsman, a service processor, or a private detective, or you own an insurance company, or you have some real legitimate reason. The honesty is that this skip tracing world has become so popular over the last 18 months. You see new websites being popped up every day. The thing is because the true skip tracing software and what we've been talking about as investors has scared a lot of companies that provide the data, because it's not supposed to be used for marketing. So you have to find an actual way to get the data. Believe it or not, if you just Google somebody's name, put them in People's Search Finder, or pay for a legitimate skip tracing service. REI Skip does bulk. We're going to change it to where it does one skips. There's a driving for dollar app called Deal Machine. I believe you can skip one person inside of that. There's just so many things to do. There's just so many noise about skip tracing. I couldn't give you an exact way to find a person. You can use Skip Genie, I believe, has a membership, along with, I think they do one-off skips. So if you're talking about industry standard for us, REI Skip and Skip Genie to do one-off.
You got it. Yeah, that's actually my question is, what are you using? What are you using?
Well, naturally, I've been using REI Skip for the last year, and when we came up with the software REI Rail, which is our RVM thing, I don't know if you have that yet. I'll definitely need to send you a link. Our RVM system has skip tracing in it, and I actually met the owners of REI Skip at a conference, and we started doing some wheeling and dealing, and we ended up buying majority stake in the company because we needed it for our RVM platform. Gotcha.
So right now you're using REI Rail or REI Skip?
REI Skip is an RVM. Sorry, REI Rail is a ringless voicemail platform.
I see.
Much more than that. So we bought REI Skip, which is a skip tracing platform.
Got it. So basically,
it does it in bulk. It's in bulk right now, but we're going to change that soon.
Like, what do you mean by that?
So I think the minimum amount you can skip is 250 names. So for somebody starting, that's not a great fit. And that's why I say if you're just starting out, maybe someone like Skip Genie you can use for the one-off skips. But, that's what I've heard repetitively that gives a good, if you need just one name.
Gotcha. So for those of you who ask me on IG all the time, Khang, what's a good skip trace? What's a good skip trace? REI Skip, and then now you have So I know earlier you mentioned, Max, is driving for dollars. Well, when I drive for dollars before, what tools are you using? I don't want to know other people. What tool are you using?
Yeah, so my favorite driving for dollars app, really when I go anywhere in the country, is Landglide. I use Landglide on my phone all the time. And the reason why I use Landglide is because I can hover over a piece of property, click a button, and it takes me directly to the tax data website and on who owns it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I use that, and I probably need it. It's been so, I don't know how I found it. I may have heard it a couple years ago, but it works so great. Now, it doesn't do everything you need to do. Now, another app I do use, a friend of mine actually created it, is Deal Machine. Deal Machine, what Deal Machine does is you're driving for dollars. I think it's a subscription policy. So you subscribe to it and you get X amount of postcards. Now what happens is you take a picture of the property and you can send a postcard out to the person of their picture of their house and say, hey, I'm interested in selling it. If I have actually got 2 deals off of using that, but inside of that, they also have data of who owns the property.
Gotcha. Okay. So for those of you who are looking for apps to help you with, so we got Landglide, Deal Machines, REI Skip, and the ringless voicemail. Mm-hmm. Max, you're using REI Rail for the ringless voicemail, RVM?
Yeah, RVM. So RVM has been one of my secrets for the last year that I've used at scale. So what happens is I used RVM over the last year massively. And I've also cold called because I do zero mail. So I would send anywhere from 10 to 12,000 RVMs a week. And that's how I created an outbound marketing into an inbound marketing, because it obviously, what RVM is essentially, it's a ringless voicemail left on a cell phone. Without ringing the cell phone, it leaves a voicemail, and then a person listens to their voicemail of you saying that you're interested in buying the property. And if you're interested, then what happens is they will call you back. So you basically create an outbound campaign, turn into an inbound campaign. Now, there's many things out there you can use for RVM, but what we have patented, our intellectual property, is now that you upload your list of the people you want to RVM, and what happens previous is when you get a call coming in, you don't know what property or who you're talking to. So our famous line as wholesalers is, hey, I'm not in front of my computer right now. You mind telling me what property you're calling about? We solve that by moments before the phone rings, your computer screen pops up, tells you who's calling, what property, any pictures we get online. And we created this thing called Deep Trace technology, where it finds everything about that person, from the college they went to what profession they are, where they work at, all in split second before you call. So now when you call, when you do RVM and you get a call back, you know what conversation you have. So you pick up the phone and say, hey, Bob, this is Max. Yeah, I was calling about that property on 123 Main Street. You're having conversation with him. You might see that he might have went to West Forsyth High School like I did. And you say, hey, you know what? I think bring up something about that school to create that bond. Because what we did is we used technology to hack the trust equation. Right? Trust is what you need to do a deal with somebody. So the only way you gain trust with somebody is time. So we shortened that time by using technology, and it just made it just absolutely ingrained. So I've been using that over the last year, and it's just been helping us tremendously. And then I found these software developers that could put my brain power idea together along with their idea. And that's when REI Rail was born. And it's just been amazing for us, amazing for my team over the last year. And now we use it every day. So RVM is one of my big secrets for last year. So there goes my cat out the bag.
Gotcha, man. Okay, you guys, check this out. I'm interested in the RVM, so I'm going to take a little time and be selfish here. I'm going to ask all the question about this. So, Max, we do a lot of direct mail. So let me ask you about the RVM. Mm-hmm. So what is it cost per, what is it cost per name or per number that you guys sent out?
Between 3 and 5 cents.
Dang, bro.
You can't beat it. I mean, I know you're going to do the numbers, and you can't beat it. And I know, and see, here's the thing. The reason why I've been so anti-mail is because I never had money. So when I started this business, I started it from a disadvantage of not being able to send massive amounts of mail, right? Because this is all a numbers game. How many people can we get our message in front of, right? So what is the common amount of times you have to mail somebody?
For us?
Yeah.
We target so we pull the list and we target that list for 6 months until we pull a new list.
So you mail about once a month, right?
Yeah. So basically, what it is because we send out so much mail, we break it down to per week. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to hit these homeowner like every single week, but not the same one. Like, does that make sense, Max?
Yeah, you have a rotation of lists that you pull, but you're dropping mail. So typically, the national standard is you want to mail a single prospect 6 times.
Yep. Correct.
So six times whatever your postcards are costing is what it costs to reach that person, plus the lead costs, plus the skip trace. So it's, you don't have to do skip trace on mail, but that's what I couldn't afford. So I had to find ways to hack to get in front of the big dogs, right? Like I was looking up to people like Sean Terry. I'm like, God, Lee, he spends so much money in mail, but I don't have that. What do I do as a broke dude here in North Carolina? It's like, man, I got to get on the phones. So I started making 200 dials a day. I started dialing 200 times a day to people until I got enough money to where I was like, the phone is the best ROI. But then I found another technology to do ringless voicemails. And I said, well, what if I don't have to dial so many times a day where only people that are interested talk to me? I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So we did that at scale. And we still do cold calling. So ringless voicemail to me is not my sole source of marketing, but was a big, big part of what we did this year.
Gotcha, man. So I got a question here, Max, and also here's my question, man. What is the conversion rate on the ringless voicemail?
Conversion rate. So is that by how many drops we do to how many deals we get?
Yeah, man.
That's a good question.
So how much are you guys dropping?
We drop about 10,000 a week. So in our business, that's about 1 to 2 deals a week. So just on that metric, and the cost on that is fairly cheap. So it's costing me, because of my volume, I'm at like 5 cents. So 5 cents per drop was at $500 a week in marketing, I guess. I don't know. Is that right? I'm not a math guy.
Max, dude, I'm not a math guy either. People said, "Oh, you have to be good." Do you have to be good at math to do this? Dude, like, I'm not, bro.
I'm not good at math or reading.
Or writing for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that one too.
Hey, Max. So wait a second, dude. So on the ring list, so RVM, you're spending $500 a month, roughly?
No, a week.
Oh, a week. Okay, so 500. Okay, so times 4. That's about $2K a month.
Yep.
And you get 1 or 2 deals a week?
Yeah, I would say a good month on RVM is about 4 deals.
Dude, I got to talk to the boss because we have definitely got to change it up, bro.
So that's the difference between kind of some of what I do and what most people do. And the big guy, everybody's starting to know what RVM is, right? So everybody, it's no secret. Everybody knows what RVM is. You hear the chatter, but are you doing it right? Right? Dropping a voicemail. Because if I drop a RVM and you drop a RVM, my RVM is different because the conversation I have with that person is going to come from it's the most intelligent conversation. Imagine if I knew everything about you moments before you called me. I'm going to have a better conversation with you.
Yep.
Versus, oh, hey, I'm not in front of my computer. Can you tell me about the property you calling about? Well, you called me. What do you mean? Mm-hmm. How many times have we heard that as cold callers?
Yep. So now, dude, so on the RVM, so let's just say that someone go ahead and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and purchase the RVM. Mm-hmm. So what's another app that we have to get with the RVM?
That's it.
Okay.
It's a caller. I mean, it comes with phone numbers and everything. If you go on my Facebook group, I got a video about it. I need to put it on my YouTube channel. I haven't yet. We just launched this September. I mean, and we're at so many users, it's crazy. And so much success stories of people using it. And it's good for teams. It's good for one man. It's good for so much. I mean, give it a try. Go on REIRail.com. Ask for a demo. Talk to the chat support. They'll give you a free demo, because I don't want anybody to buy anything that they don't need or want or understand just because I say it's good. Gotcha,
man. So basically what it is that it drops them a voicemail. So when they call back to that number, it will go to your whatever number you want it to go to. And you're saying that all of a sudden your computer will pop up with.
Yep. It'll say this number is calling from this list. It might say tired landlord list. And it's going to say, you click, go to that lead, and it's going to have the person's name, the house they're calling about, the last time it was sold, what's the tax value, any pictures that we can find from online, anything about the actual homeowner, everything. I mean, it's one of my biggest advantages I've used over the last year.
Not anymore, bro. Everybody's gonna use it now. So Max. So people have a question here. So they buy a list and then they just go ahead and upload it themselves onto REIRail.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get it skip traced. And guess what? That's why we bought the skip tracing company. So when you're on REIRail, you can actually skip trace within REIRail, all one bill. It's just crazy.
Wait, so the skip tracing, you guys do that, or the individual has to skip trace themselves?
They can pay for it inside of REIRail. That's why we bought the technology. We bought the technology from REI Skip, imported it into our stuff, and then we made it better. The skip tracing, you have to kind of see it to believe it. You can skip trace a 10,000 person list and get it back in 15 minutes.
Oh, dang, dude. I didn't even know that.
That's why I work with Justin. Justin has worked on like $100 million software developments for big companies. And I've been so blessed to have him on my team, Justin and Vince. And it's just made like the idea come from an idea to this software. It's crazy. We got an app right now in beta too. So we'll have an app in the App Store pretty soon. So you can run this all from your phone.
Oh, dang, dude. Okay, dude, Max, question, man. Okay, so basically someone buy a list. Let's just say somebody buy a list from ListSource.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, you don't have the phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that they can send that list into REI Skip?
Nope. You can do that if you're gonna use, all right. So if you're not using RVM at all and you just want to pick up the phone and call, yes, go to REI Skip. That's a skip tracing company. If you want to use it in RVM, you have to have the REIRail RVM platform. You upload your list and request for it to be skip traced. It's gonna skip trace and put it back in REIRail for you, ready to go. We made it simple.
Dude, and then all of that will get export to Podio.
We're working on a Podio Zapier introduction, but it's hard for me to explain how much things it does, but it's like a mini CRM as well. Because you don't want everything that you drop to go to Podio. You only want the actual leads that call you back and are interested in selling to go to Podio.
100% correct.
Yeah. So you don't want to clutter your Podio up. So we didn't have an automatic drop and every time somebody calls you back. It's more, hey, I've talked to this person at this house. Now let's send it to Podio so I can put it through your traditional system that you have.
Gotcha, man. So, okay. So basically what it is so how much do they have to pay for? So let's just say that they pull a list, upload it onto REIRail, and then they're going to ask for it to skip trace for them. What's the cost of that?
I think REIRail is like 30 cents a piece. I think it is 30 cents a piece, I believe it is.
So if they ask for it to skip trace, it's 30 cents per name or per address.
Per address.
Okay.
And you get it back in 15 minutes.
Oh, dang, bro.
Yeah, no 24 or 48 hours. And we've developed all of this technology. Like that's why I've been so busy.
I understand, man. So, and what's the cost for the REI rail?
So I think there is 3 pricing. You can do $97 a month, $197, and I think like the big guys get the $397 package.
$397. And what's the difference between all of them?
The amount of call minutes you get. So it's literally, you can call from the platform. When you receive the calls coming in, you can keep it on the platform. The amount of text messages you get, I'm looking at now, the contacts, you can have 1 million contacts in the $397 version and 100,000 contacts in the $97. There's not many people that need the big package. You and I need it and a couple other people, but most of them you can start out with 97 and scale your way up.
Gotcha. You guys, I'm asking all this question for me, man.
Listen, if you go to REI Rail, everything is there. Everything on the website. It even shows you a demo of how, as soon as you get it, it shows you go to this call. It shows you with our deep trace technology. Now, don't confuse skip tracing and deep trace. Deep trace is what happens before somebody calls you. It's the seconds before somebody calls you, something pops up. You go to that call, and it's going to tell you everything about that person's house and them.
Gotcha. Because right now, we spend a lot of money on direct mail. And obviously, we start to see that our cost per lead is going up. Mm-hmm. And we heard about RVM, but I just haven't. And we heard about RVM, how Sean Terry has his RVM. Mm-hmm. But we haven't dived into it and really look into it just because we're so busy with some other stuff.
I'm going to have Vince reach out to you.
Yeah, man. But dude, I'm so glad that I'm able to get you on today. And to me, everything, you guys, to me anyway, I believe everything happened for a reason. So maybe it is my time. Right now, it's my time
Here's a challenge. Take $2,500 of your mailing budget for the month and put it in REI Rail or any RVM, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Put it in REI Rail, just $2,500.
Okay.
Track everything because we have it tracked. You can track your KPIs. And then if you like it, scale it. If not, call me, I'll refund you.
Gotcha, man.
For you.
Hey, awesome, man. Max, thank you, man. Hey, now, is there a so is it a month to month or is there a contract?
Month to month, no contract.
Okay, man. Text me over the info. I want the $397 package, bro.
Yeah, and listen, and it's so cool. You can start with the 97, and once you understand it, you call support. Boom, go to 397.
No, bro, go big or go home, dude.
I like it.
So now, Max, what do you think about Facebook, dude?
Facebook is tricky. Facebook works. Facebook, you need patience, but it works. My buddy Brent Moreno, he gets about 2 or 3 deals a month just from Facebook. And he's just good at finding the ads, what ads to use, what conversions, what the leads are, and it works. I mean, I do it. I haven't been that successful where I'm getting 2 to 3 a month anymore because I kind of slacked on it. Facebook changed some of their algorithm and some of their search features on audience. But I know it works. I just haven't deep dived it. There's so many lead sources you can do, but I know it works. Why? Gotcha. Because everybody's on Facebook.
That's right, man. So yeah, I mean, because right now, dude, we're probably spending between 30 to 40K a month on direct mail. And oh man, I was like, oh man, it's starting to get expensive. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, so for us to even scale up, I mean, obviously we're trying to find other revenue to see where we can put our marketing money, into it and see, so basically we're trying to test something out, something new, because we have the money to pretty much to test it.
So you definitely need to try RVM just because of the cost and the low barrier of entry. What I would say, what I don't really talk about a lot with my business is I probably do 30 to 40,000 a month just in JVs. So I do a lot of joint venture deals across the country. One, because I have an audience. So that helps a lot. I really focused on how to help other people across the country. So I probably do more JVs, money in JV than most people do in the regular business.
Wait a second. So Max, wait a second. So Max, so when you're talking about JV, so you're actually doing deals, helping other out and doing deals with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're talking about. And just off of that, you're making 30 to 40K a month.
Yeah.
I don't JV deal.
Yeah, you should be. It's because people trust you, and right? People trust us. They know we're not going to screw them.
Yeah.
And they get to learn from the best while they're doing it.
Yeah.
So we've created I have a team, not a team. I have a person that deals just strictly with siphoning the JV deals off into our company. And we know how to reverse engineer a market, even that we're not familiar with, and find buyers and analyze a deal pretty simply. And, a lot of people out there working that need our help to close a deal.
Gotcha, man. So now here's my question for you, Max. What is your best return? What is your best lead source right now that you get the best return?
Consistency.
The thing.
That's my favorite answer right there.
Consistency. Do you guys hear that? So basically, are you saying, Max, pick one or two or whatever it is, the marketing channel that you want to go at and just stay consistent? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think because this business has so much white noise, and what's the hot lead source this month? I think when people start chasing that rabbit, especially because we're entrepreneurs, we chase stuff anyways. When you start chasing that, it just becomes that you're not focused on anything. And before I even started to scale my business, I was a master at taxes and probate. I mean, I knew the state statute like an attorney would that focused solely on that, right? Because think of yourself as, and put this in perspective. We all know attorneys, right? And some of the most successful attorneys focus on one part of the law. It could be family. It could be liability, products of liability. It could be whatever. But then you have these attorneys that do 5 or 6 different things. And those guys always seem not to have it all put together. The guy that is the car accident guy in your area, he's successful because he's figured out how to beat that case and get his clients the most money every single time. And so I would say I put that same principle when it comes to finding a lead source. Become good at 1 or 2 things, master them. I mean, where you can walk up to an attorney, and if an attorney says something wrong about that, how the state does it or how it's supposed to go, you can correct them because they don't do it every day like you do. I know probates in North Carolina and I know taxes in North Carolina probably more than anybody. And it's because that's what I focused on. I literally took the state statute and I read it probably 100 times so I could understand it. Exactly the steps and the processes, how to do a foreclosure in North Carolina. I know what you're not supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, what the county is required to do, what the attorney is required to do, how much time the person going through the foreclosure has, what's the next step, what's the step before that, right? And when you get that good at it, you can insert yourself at any one of these steps before it gets to the end, because our business is about getting there first. Can we get there first, and can we solve this person's problem? And most of the time, people going through foreclosures of any kind don't know the options that they have. So if you walk into their house as an expert, you're going to gain their trust 10 times out of 10.
Agreement.
So master a lead source, master 1 or 2. So that's why I say my answer is, what's your best lead source right now? Consistency. I know people in different markets that the only lead source they have is bandit signs. And they put out 500 every week throughout the entire county, like clockwork. And that is their sole lead source. And they do very well.
Gotcha. Absolutely, hands down, agree, Max. Now, hey, Max, how much time do you got, man?
Let's go. What we got? Questions?
Okay. So for those that start out, they ask about, hey, lease options, rent to own, a subject to, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of times too much might be overwhelmed. So what is your opinion on that, man?
Listen, I've been in this business. I think I've done pretty well over the last 2 years and a month or so. I just started doing subject twos a few months ago. And I'll tell you what, if you don't know what you're doing, you can get yourself in legal trouble. It's a sticky situation. Each state has their own laws when it comes to, like, you basically look like a predator if you don't do it correctly, if you don't give the correct disclosures, if you don't find the right attorney to help you close these. I literally have a mentor that has just taught me about creative ways. He's just my mentor, and all he teaches me is sub-twos, trust, and that his name is Tony Robinson Sr., and he is the man. He is the walking Bible of that. And that's what I pay him for. And just paying him, the $10,000 to $15,000 that he costs to do it, I've added a revenue source to my business where I strictly didn't become a wholesale house anymore. I can now solve people problems that have little equity in them. And that you want to talk about moving your business to the next level, that's what you do. But in the beginning, there's so many wholesale deals that you shouldn't focus on that. If you have a deal that you think is a sub-2, pass it to a more experienced investor. Tell them to kick you something on the back end. And if they kick you something in the back end, then, then they can teach you about it later. Hey, look, I'm going to give you my sub-2 deals. You're going to teach me about sub-2s. And when I learn them, I'm going to be doing them on my own. Or go find yourself a mentor like I did with Mr. Robinson.
Gotcha, man. Yes, talking about, like, because I have people ask that, because when you first start out, you think, when there's no money in the property, I'm looking to do rent to own, lease options, subject to, blah, blah, blah. And I say, dude, like, my whole thing is, just like Max said, I took massive action and didn't know what I was doing. Well, I was kind of get the basic concept, but not really. So I started to do, like, when I talk to seller and I do, like, own a contract, dude, like, I can get own a contract or that, boom, boom, boom. But, dude, I didn't know how to structure it properly. One time, the sellers, so the deal was done. So I did, like, an own a contract. So I signed the own a contract. And, for some reason, the buyer is not paying what he's supposed to pay. It's supposed to close within. The owner contract was supposed to last for 12 months. The buyer's supposed to come in, rehab the property, fix it up, and then obviously sell it and get the seller paid out. Well, buyer didn't do that because buyer got into a situation with his partner. Well, seller calls Khang up, and seller said, Khang, what is going on, man? Seller said, what is going on, man? This was supposed to close. You guys haven't paid me in the last 2 months, blah, blah, blah. If you guys don't close by the next month, you know what I'm going to do, Khang? I'm going to call my attorney, and I'm going to get everybody involved. I like, oh, shoot. Literally, like you guys, this is when I first started out. So when I hear something like that, my heart just dropped. My heart just dropped because I was like, man, I don't want to get into this mess, So after that experience, I just stick with what I know best is do it nice and clean. Cash buyer come with cash out. I walk away. I have nothing to do with it. I'm out of the picture and it's done. So now, Max, for those that likes to do the lease option, things like that, do you teach that, man?
I don't, because I don't know anything about it enough to even do my deals properly. I mean, I just bought some sub-twos last week. My mentor literally has to walk me through them so that I do them properly. Right. So I'm not a guru. I will never tell you I know how to do something and pass it along. I literally need to know it hands down before I even talk about it. And you'll probably never hear me talk about sub-twos ever, other than I acquired them, but I've used my mentor to help me close every single one of the deals I've done to do them correctly. Because if not, I have heard of investors in this state get a cease and desist from the attorney general that they can no longer practice any type of real estate investing in this. And so you can get in big trouble, and you just don't want it in the beginning. You just don't need it. It's not worth it. Tell the seller, sorry, I can't help you. I'm more of an investor that needs more equity, and keep it moving, or pass it to somebody else, or spend the 15 grand and get you a mentor that's going to tell you exactly what to do with that. Then I'm not talking a fly-by-night mentor, because subject twos are difficult. Find somebody that is real good at them, that you know is real good at them.
Max, dude, much respect, man. Much respect for that. Because a lot of times, I hear people, nowadays, people, they start doing 1 or 2 deals. They start mentoring people, teaching people. I'm like, oh, my God, dude. You know what I mean? So when Max say that, somebody that start out and scale their business up to a couple million a year and say, hey, you know what? Admit, hey, I don't know fully into that subject. So it takes a real man. That's what I'm saying, to actually say that. Because I see people, man, all over the place do a couple of deals. Call me, man. I'm gonna mentor, to start mentoring people. Like, to me, it's just that. To me, I just feel like you don't have enough the experience to take on and actually mentoring someone yet. Yeah,
you haven't proven your own consistency to be able to teach somebody else. Now, yeah, you can help somebody, but don't become a mentor. Don't do that. Don't become a mentor. If you can help people. But don't be a mentor if you barely know what you're doing. Because you're just spreading confusion.
Agree. So anyways, man, I know Max is busy. We got to wrap this up. So Max, how do people reach out to you, man, and connect with you? I know you're all over the place, but drop it.
Yeah, I mean, my best thing that I love so much is Instagram. My Instagram is the Real Maxwell. Find me on there. Go to my YouTube channel and just search Max Maxwell. Or if you just type in wholesaling real estate, I'll pop up. I'm all over the place. I'm a guru. I really do this business. I'm actually in my office here on a Saturday. I was just doing some business earlier. I mean, I love this business, and I hope the reason why I share so much about it is because it's changed my life in the last 2 years tremendously. And I want it to be able to change other people's lives. And that's why I'm out here doing what I'm doing. So I can't wait to meet everybody in Dallas in March. We're going to announce the date soon. Tickets go on sale on Black Friday. So I can't wait to meet everybody like we did here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's going to be amazing.
Nice, man. Awesome. So you guys, I'll make sure I put everything in the description so you guys can go and connect with Max. Like I said, I don't do a lot of these powerhouse interview, you guys, because, not a whole lot of them walk the talk. So, Max is definitely a guy that I am just super inspired because of how he just scaled his business up. I mean, starting out, broke, and then within 2 years or so, scale it up to a couple million a year, dude, on wholesaling. That takes massive. Like, you talking about massive action taker, representing right there, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. So I hope to see you as well in March. We'll talk about that in more detail, but man, I just can't wait to see everybody. Thanks for having me on. I love seeing your growth. I love seeing your YouTube channel grow up. It's just fun to watch, man.
Awesome, man. Hey, Max, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Those of you guys who found, God, man, he dropped so much value. I got a ton of value out of this. So thank you, Max. Thank you so much, man. You guys, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, hit Max up on YouTube, on IG, on Facebook. He's all over the place. If you don't know him by now, dude, you're not on planet Earth. Max, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.